Welcome to Hard Time Sports. I'm Matthew Schneider. Today's topic is March Madness Sweet 16 2017. So far in the NCAA tournament, I haven't done very good in the NCAA tournament. So a lot of my picks are not even in the Sweet 16. I only have a few that are in the Sweet 16. So of all the teams that are in the Sweet 16, I decided that I have to pick between the ones who made it because my teams are already out, and I have no teams left in the Eastern region. So let's start off in the East. In this round of 16 games, we have the Wisconsin Badgers and the Florida Gators. I think Wisconsin is going to win because they're just playing better, but Florida's playing good too. But I think Wisconsin has more seniors, and they're a senior-oriented team, and I believe at the end of the day, that'll get them over the hump, and they'll make it to the Elite Eight. Now let's go to the next game. In the round of 32, South Carolina stunned Duke, and they play Baylor. And I think Baylor is going to win because in basketball, a lot of times you beat a good team, the next game you have a letdown. So I think Baylor will beat Duke in the round of 16. So you will have Wisconsin versus Baylor advancing in the Eastern region in the round of 16. Now let's go to the West. You have the Gonzaga Bulldogs versus the West Virginia Mountaineers. I believe that the West Virginia will beat Gonzaga. Gonzaga turns the ball over too much. If they do that against West Virginia and their press will destroy Gonzaga, and I think Gonzaga is going to go down. Even though Gonzaga is probably the better team, I think West Virginia at the end of the day, the press is going to eat them alive, and I believe that West Virginia will move on from the round of 16. Now the other matchup in the West, you have the Arizona Wildcats versus the Xavier Musketeers. I think Arizona is going to win. I think the Cinderella story of Xavier to the Sweet 16 was a good story, but at the end of the day, I think Arizona will win, and they will end up playing West Virginia in the Elite Eight in the Western region. Now let's go to the Midwest. You have the Kansas Jayhawks versus the Purdue Boilermakers in the Midwest region. I think that Kansas is probably going to win, but it's going to be tough because Purdue has two 7-footers, and I think if the center for Kansas, Lucas, gets in foul trouble, I think Purdue could win the game, even though Kansas has better guards. At the end of the day, it's going to be a close game, and I think in a nail-biter, Kansas will win by 3 or 4 points, and we'll move on. And they will play the winner of Michigan and Oregon, who I did not pick to go this far in the tournament. So on a whim, I think Michigan will upset Oregon, and you'll have Kansas versus Michigan in the Midwest region. And now let's go to the South. You have the North Carolina Tar Heels. They will play the Butler Bulldogs. I think North Carolina has too much size, and I think they will beat Butler. Even though Butler is always making a Cinderella story almost every time they're in the tournament, I wouldn't be shocked if they beat North Carolina, but I think North Carolina has too much size and experience. I think they'll beat Butler. Now let's go to the other one, the most intriguing matchup of two of the most storied programs in NCAA basketball history. You have the Kentucky Wildcats and the UCLA Bruins. This game right here is a toss-up. This is really the only one that I have of a matchup where both of my teams made it to the Sweet 16. You have the Kentucky Wildcats and the UCLA Bruins. I think UCLA will beat Kentucky in a close game. I think the point guard ball from UCLA will take over the game late, and I think that UCLA will beat Kentucky by no more than 5 points. That is my picks for the round of the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. I hope you enjoyed today's telecast. Enjoy the block!